Hello, cats and kittens. Orewa Jose Yoroshku. I'm back in the crisis corner with my impressions on One Piece 873, entitled, I think it was Trapped Like Sweets in a Cage. Trapped like sweets in a cage. The Straw Hats continued to attempt to escape from Whole Cake Island, and the cover page is interesting because at this point, Bartolomeo has been rampaging on the island, beating people up and so forth, and he finds out that it's under the protection of Redhead Shanks. Now, I assume Bartolomeo knows that Shanks is a Yonko. That's a problem. If that's the case, he needs to run. He doesn't know. I don't suppose he knows that Shanks is Luffy's, I guess you'd say, mentor, idol, or whatever. His only hope is A, that Shanks isn't on that island currently, and 2, that Shanks associates him peddling these stickers with Luffy, realizes that he's one of Luffy's comrades, and takes it easy on him. Otherwise, the Straw Hat Alliance is going to be down one pirate crew, because Shanks will go off on him and kill him. Anyway, that aside, let's continue. And I don't know why Manga Stream didn't have the chapter. It's still not up on Manga Stream, but whatever. The Whole Cake Chateau or whatever, they're doing recovery work on everyone who the cake collapsed onto, and making plans to capture the Straw Hats, the Tank Pirates, and the Germa. Apparently a crew has been dispatched to invade the Germa boats, which I believe are still somewhere on shore somewhere. Then we get introduced with the eldest daughter of Big Mom, eldest daughter Compote. Is that how I pronounce? Anyway, relevant information. Peckham's returns. And apparently Peckham's reports that the Fishman pirates have escaped or ran off, and they somehow equate that with Jinbei leaving the crew, but I think that was a separate issue. I don't know how they put that together. Either way, he reports that Jinbei's gone, and that he's left to join the Straw Hats crew, which is a reasonable assumption if the Fishman pirates left without their captain. Clearly their captain's not going with them, and he's staying with the Straw Hats, whom they last saw Jinbei in the company of. So that's big news. Morgan should pick up on that. That's big news. Anyway, so there's that. The interesting statement here is they're splitting up to divide their forces to capture the Straw Hats, the Tanks, and the Germa. I'm feeling Katakuri, where he says basically, "I'm going to take Straw Hat out myself." I want to quote him directly. Oh, service unavailable. No. Here we go. I want to quote him directly. Oh man, this channel sucks. Anyway, he basically says, "I'm going to take Straw Hat out myself before he becomes basically a threat to Big Mom," which is actually props to Luffy, because if he's saying this based on his haki, his observation haki, sensing his power level or his potential power level, I don't think he can see that far in the future, but I think he's just basing that on Luffy's potential. We're basically saying that Luffy will eventually reach a level where he can take Big Mom out, be a threat to her. Now that's interesting, because I don't know where Big Mom ranks in the Yonko power levels, but even if she's on the bottom, that's pretty good. So props to Luffy, actually. If I can get this thing, yeah, here we go. He said exactly, I have to kill him before he becomes an existence that will seriously threaten Mom. So yeah, I gotta get rid of him before he becomes too dangerous. That's cool. That's always cool. Anyway, but then we find out that mom has lost it and she's going on a rampage. Flip page, flip, 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 flip. Man, this site sucks. Okay. Mom's on a rampage. She got hockey going in one hand. She has what she got in the other hand? She actually caught Opera and put him down. Sucked the life out of him apparently, or at least as much as she wanted to. She's on the rampage. It's her eating disorder. Streusen got took out, so they can't make another cake. There's no one on hand to make another cake to calm her down. She's just going off eating stuff just randomly. Now, this is the interesting part. Perospero came up with actually a very risky but interesting plan. He says the Straw Hats have the spare. There is a spare cake, but the Straw Hats stole it, which would set Mom off to go capture the Straw Hats and get that cake. But of course, we know there is no cake. So his plan is to kill two birds with one stone. Well, actually, he's only going to kill one. That'd be the Straw Hats. She finds out there's no cake. She's coming back, and she even told him as much. If you're lying, what she said, if you're lying, you'll definitely pay for it with your lifespan. And then tears come up in his eyes, because he knows, that's not an idle threat. So Perospero played the odds, and, they're not really in his favor. Big Mom takes off after the Straw Hats. She turned a little Zeus into like a little Nimbus cloud, and she takes off after the Straw Hats, drooling and licking her lips and all of that good stuff. So from there, they basically talk about the risk of his plan. Pudding. Pudding is interesting here. I get the impression that she's, because somebody even made a comment that evil Pudding has come out, like that her alter ego, or she plays the role. She plays whatever role she needs to get whatever done. So she's up here talking about she want revenge on Sanji for who disgraced her. I think she's actually trying to work something out for the Straw Hats to help them survive. Because the last time that she was seen, she looked to be at least conflicted about her relationship with Sanji. His words moved her, clearly. The fact that he recognized or that he wasn't disgusted or anything by her third eye. He said it was beautiful. It touched her, obviously. I think she's trying to work something out for the Straw Hats by putting together this cake that she says she can put together with Chiffon, who's also in danger. She's getting killed because she's Capone's wife. That is Chiffon, right? Yes. Anyway, she's in danger too anyway. I think. Or did Capone's wife leave with her? Anyway, I'm not too sure about that one. Anyway, she's putting together a plan to save the Straw Hats, and it's got something to do with making a cake. The assumption is that Sanji is going to have to be in on making this cake since he's a chef. He's a great chef. So it would stand to reason that his cooking ability would come in handy in this particular situation. That doesn't really work for me in terms of the year of Sanji, thing. And I thought he was going to bust out a new technique or some fighting ability that we haven't seen. Maybe some application of his haki. Something. I thought he was going to level up as a fighter. He's a great cook. Everybody knows that. If he can assuage her rage with a cake, maybe something he puts together so fast that, we've seen him whip together dishes, especially in the anime, in moments, almost like magic. If he can do that, that would assuage her rage, her sickness, but I don't know if it's going to quell her actual rage. Some fighting might have to go on. Anyway, so we'll see how that plays out. They run into King Brahm again and seize him, put him into service as a taxi, basically so that they can escape. And he says, let me see. Anyway, so they put him into service and they go ahead and escape. But as they're doing so, the enemy pursuit catches up with them, and worse than that, Big Mom comes in blazing. She got the Napoleon sword ready to hack people to bits. It looks bad. I like this chapter. I like it's got lots of twists and turns to it, because I'm still not sure how this is gonna end. They got no chance against Big Mom. There's nobody in their company that could take her out or even hold her off. I'm not sure. I mean, Luffy went Gear 4 and it lasted for seconds. She drained it somehow. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to have to be that cake. It's leaning in that direction. If it's not that cake, I don't know how Oda's going to pull this out. But it's a very good chapter. I didn't have a review for the previous chapter because some stuff happened, but whatever. And we're going to be on break for the next week, so we won't have another chapter till the week after next. But this was the story is flowing along beautifully, and I say beautifully because I don't know what's going to happen. So that's classic Oda. This whole thing's been like a trip, just a weird head trip, and we all going to find out what happens in the long run. But place your bets at this point, because I don't know what's going to happen next. Hopefully a nice... Well, I don't even think there's going to be a big fight. Because if they decide to fight, it's over. Classic Oda. So far, so good. Another good chapter. Another great chapter, actually. And we'll see what happens week after next. Till then, stay loose.